at this World Cup, a team can lose a match, finish third in its group, and still become world champion. Yes, third. The bronze medal position of a four-team group can now lead all the way to the biggest trophy in football. FIFA has taken a tournament that children could understand, added 16 teams, 32 extra matches, and a qualification system that looks like an airport departure board during a thunderstorm. One goal can rescue a country. One goal can also destroy another country playing 2,000 kilometers away. And if everything is perfectly tied, one silly yellow card may become the most expensive piece of cardboard on Earth. So how does this beautiful mess work? And can losing really help you win? Let us build the machine. For decades, the World Cup format was pleasantly brutal. 32 teams entered. They were divided into 8 groups of 4. Every team played 3 matches. The top 2 teams moved on. 2 times 8 equals 16. Welcome to the round of 16. Even a fan who had been shouting at the wrong television for 90 minutes could understand it. But in 2026, FIFA invited 16 more teams. Now there are 48 teams, 12 groups, and 104 matches. Wonderful news for football fans. Less wonderful news for anyone explaining the tournament with one whiteboard. Each group still has 4 teams, and each team still plays 3 games. A win gives 3 points. A draw gives 1. A loss gives 0, plus several days of strangers explaining what the coach should have done. The top 2 teams in every group qualify automatically. 12 groups times 2 gives us 24 teams. But the knockout round needs 32, so FIFA still needs 8 more. This is where the third-place waiting room opens. Imagine 12 third-place teams sitting in a hospital corridor. Nobody is injured. They are waiting for a spreadsheet to decide whether their national dream is alive. 8 teams receive a ticket to the round of 32. 4 receive a polite message saying, "Thank you for participating." Suddenly, finishing third is not failure. It is failure with a loading screen. But how do we compare 12 teams that never played one another? First, points. A third-place team with 4 points is happier than one with 3. Easy. If 2 teams have the same points, we compare goal difference. Goals scored minus goals conceded. Win 3-0, lose 0-1, draw 1-1, and your goal difference is +2. It is football's way of saying, same exam score, but this student had better handwriting. Still tied? Then we compare goals scored, because apparently losing 4-3 shows more promise than losing 1-0. Still tied? Now, normal people quietly leave the room. Team conduct can decide it. Yellow and red cards reduce a team's conduct score. So, a pointless yellow card for kicking the ball away, arguing with the referee, or expressing emotion through interpretive pushing may eliminate an entire country. Imagine explaining that at home.
Why are we out?
Kevin became angry in the 87th minute.
Did the other team score?
No.
Kevin pointed at the referee very aggressively. If teams still cannot be separated, FIFA can use its ranking system. At this point, football has reached the emergency drawer marked, "Please, anything but another tie." Now the system becomes really interesting. A team does not control only its own future. Suppose our fictional country, Stickland, finishes third with 3 points, a goal difference of -1, and 2 goals scored. Stickland has completed all 3 matches. The players shower. The coach gives a speech about courage. Everyone opens a calculator. Because Stickland must now watch other groups. If another third-place team loses by 2 goals, Stickland moves up. If that team scores once, Stickland may move down. A striker in another city can kick a ball into a net and ruin dinner for 5 million people he has never met. This is an interdependent system. In normal language, your homework is finished, but your grade depends on what 12 strangers do tomorrow. Teams that play later may also know more. They can see results from earlier groups. They may know a draw is enough. They may know losing by 1 goal is survivable, but losing by 2 means airport security by morning. So the rules do not merely measure performance. They change behavior. A team needing better goal difference may attack recklessly. A team needing only a draw may defend with 11 players, 2 buses, and a small apartment building. A player worried about cards may suddenly treat every opponent like an elderly relative holding hot soup. Coaches are no longer managing only footballers. They are managing points, goals, cards, schedules, probabilities, and one assistant refreshing another group's score. This is systems thinking. Rules create incentives. Incentives change behavior. That behavior creates results nobody directly planned. FIFA did not write, Stickland must celebrate a goal scored by a country it cannot locate on a map. But the structure can create exactly that moment. Now, does finishing third actually help a team win? Not exactly. Third place is not a secret shortcut. You do not receive a free sandwich and an easier opponent because you performed worse. Third place teams will usually face strong group winners. The system is not rewarding failure. It is making failure less final. Under the old format, third meant immediate elimination. Under the new format, 8 third-place teams survive. Once a team enters the knockout stage, its group position becomes history. The scoreboard no longer cares whether you arrived as a brilliant winner or crawled through the window holding a calculator. Win the round of 32, then the round of 16, then the quarterfinal, then the semifinal, then the final. 5 straight victories, and the third-place team becomes world champion. It could finish with 1 early loss in the trophy. Not because losing helped, because the system gave it time to recover. That is the trade-off. The new format includes more countries, more fans, more stories, and more teams that remain alive after a bad start. A small nation can lose its opening game and still have a meaningful tournament. That is exciting. It also creates more complexity, uneven information, and situations where fans need 3 tables, 4 tiebreakers, and a mathematics degree to know whether they should celebrate. Is it fair? Mostly, but not perfectly. Every team knows the rules. Strong performance still gives the safest route. But later groups may have an information advantage. Third-place teams are compared without facing the same opponents, and one foolish card may matter as much as a goal when every other number is equal. The system gains inclusion. It loses simplicity. That is what large systems do. Solve one problem, and 3 smaller problems arrive wearing matching uniforms. So, yes, a team can lose, finish third, and still become world champion. The lesson is not that losing is good. The lesson is that in a complex system, survival can matter more than perfection. You do not always need to dominate the first stage. Sometimes you only need to avoid being one of the 4 teams removed by the spreadsheet. Then you keep moving. 5 knockout wins later, nobody remembers that you entered through the third-place waiting room. They remember who lifted the trophy. And somewhere, Kevin is still apologizing for that yellow card.